Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 22-year-old dies in Christmas Day crash in St. Catherine. Tyrone Elliott, a 22-year-old customer service representative of Graffiti Way, Waterford in St. Catherine, succumbed to injuries he sustained in a collision on the Twickenham Park Main Road in the parish on Sunday, December 25th. Reports are that about 4:20 p.m., Elliott was driving a motorcycle along the roadway when he collided in the right side of a Nissan motor truck that drove out into the path of the motorcycle. Elliott, who fell from the motorcycle and was injured, was assisted to hospital where he died while being treated. Police seized Glock ammo in Hanover. A Glock 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 11 9mm rounds of ammunition was seized by the police in Old Pen District, Ramble in Hanover on Sunday, December 25th. Reports from the Ramble police are that about 11:30 p.m., a team was on mobile patrol in the area when they came upon a group of men at a bar. Upon spotting the police, the men ran. The officers gave chase when the firearm and ammunition fell from one of the men and was retrieved. The men escaped in the area. Investigations are ongoing, the police said. Fire causes $15 million in damage to two businesses. Firefighters are still trying to ascertain the cause of the fire which caused damage to two businesses on the Port Henderson Main Road in Portmore, St. Catherine. Public Relations Officer at the brigade, Emilia Ebanks, told reporters that two units responded to the fire which started around 7 p.m. No one was injured in the blaze.
All right. At 7:10 p.m. on the 25th of the 12th, 2022, we received a call at the Portmore station that there was a fire at premises along Port Henderson Road. We responded with two units, one from Portmore, one from Spanish Town. At the end of the firefight, two shops were involved. One was completely destroyed. The other was partially destroyed. Information from the proprietors lead us to an estimated loss of $15 million. Estimated risk is $55 million. We presently have investigators on the scene trying to ascertain the cause of the fire. There were no reports of injuries and or deaths.
Two men hospitalized following Hanover bar fight. Two hotel workers sustained chop wounds during a fight at a bar in the community of Rejoin in Hanover earlier yesterday morning. Both men, a 42-year-old gardener and a 52-year-old tennis trainer, remain at the Noel Holmes Hospital in Losey. The police said the incident happened around 1:15. It is reported that the two were at a bar in the community when a dispute developed between them. During the dispute, the gardener reportedly left the bar and later returned with a machete, which he allegedly used to chop the other man. The man then managed to disarm his attacker of the machete, which he then reportedly used to chop him. Community members rushed both injured men to the hospital, where they were admitted in stable condition. The incident is now being investigated by the Sandy Bay Police. Westmoreland rape suspect charged. A man has been arrested and charged with rape, abduction and assault at common law following a December 19 incident involving a college student in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland. Charged is 36-year-old Kamal Jarrett of Chantilly Gardens, Savannah Lamar. He was charged on Friday after being positively identified by the student. Reports are that about 7:10 p.m. on Monday, December 19, the 18-year-old girl was walking along the roadway towards White House Bus Park when a white Toyota Axio motor car drove up beside her. It is alleged that the driver rolled down his window, brandished a firearm and pointed it at her. Further reports are that the man ordered the young woman to get into the car and in fear of her life, she complied. The suspect then reportedly took her to Chantilly Gardens in the parish where he allegedly raped her. Prime Minister says more support will be mobilized for 16-year-old gun victim. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says more support will be mobilized to assist with the medical treatment and welfare of 16-year-old Nishon Blair, who is paralyzed after being hit by a stray bullet last year. Holness said this includes providing financial aid to cover a few months of physiotherapy sessions, a tablet, and a family vacation to celebrate the holidays. The Prime Minister provided details during a visit to Nishon's home in New Hall, Manchester, earlier this month. He informed that since assisting Nishon is his first visit in the United States for treatment, he has been tracking his progress. Whatever limited means we have, we will give you support. I'm happy to see that Nishan is making some progress, he said. Nishan has been hospitalized from the shoulder down, but regained feeling in his arms after receiving a poor wheelchair and physiotherapy during this treatment in the United States. On March 30, 2021, which was also Nishan's birthday, he visited a shop in his community to purchase a drink. During a robbery, attempted gunmen fired shots, hitting the teenager in the upper back. Holness said the availability and indiscriminate use of firearms in the country are creating mayhem, especially with the younger population. The government has a responsibility and a duty, and as much as possible, I'm going to see what we can do to support Nishan, he said. Meanwhile, Nishan said that since his paralysis, life has become more difficult for his family. It has affected my family a lot because even as my mom said, she is not the type of person to just be sitting down and not work. She was always going, just trying to provide for our family, he said. I had dreamed to provide for my family, their needs and wants. I always wanted to have my own business, where, if they want anything, they can call me and I would be there to provide for them, Nishan added. His mother, Kadeen Wilson Blair, said it is very hard as I have to be the one bathing and feeding him because my son is like a baby now. I have to be nurturing him like a baby. I'm still here, taking it step by step, keeping the faith, and continue to hold on, because I know one day I'm going to see my son walk again, she said. The government continues to implement stricter measures to tackle gun crimes across the island, which include the recent approval of Firearms Prohibition, Restriction and Regulation Act, which will see convicted individuals being sentenced to between 15 years and life behind bars. I'm getting tired of burying officers, senior cop. An inspector at the Hunts Bay police station says she is tired of arranging funerals for cops and their loved ones. Citing the frequency of such events, the senior cop, who requests not to be named, said she has been rocked by the core by tragedy as she remembered the last hug and kiss from late District Constable Herbert Gale. Gale succumbed to injuries sustained during a motorcycle crash in Harborview on Friday. The inspector was among members of the constabulary who gathered at the St. Catherine South Police Division headquarters on Saturday morning of the death of the crime fighter. The woman inspector said that she was at the hospital when he died. Right now, we're in a somber mood. We're saddened. This comes like a recurring decimal. We buried one of our officers who died by accident recently. It's the same traumatic accident. It's really heart-wrenching and sad, especially for me, because I have to do all the funerals, and it is getting really overwhelming for me. Honestly, I am getting really tired of burying officers. I am tired of it, she said. The senior officer described Gale, a 10-year veteran of the force, as a hard worker who was energetic and enthusiastic. Another of Gale's colleagues, Claude Hansen, remembered him as a good singer. There are times when he would participate in church activities for us. A very good officer, excellent officer, a hard-working, Hansen said. He said the moral of the staff is business as usual, as not all will wear their emotions on their face. This is the second fatal incident involving a cop for the Hunts Bay Police in the last 8 months. In April, Constable Donald Carr was killed in a car crash on the Edward-Siaka Highway. It is reported that on April 30, about 8 p.m., Carr was traveling to work along the highway in St. Anne when his vehicle got out of control. The car overturned and landed in a ditch in the vicinity of Golden Grove. A female passenger survived the crash. It is also the second officer to die by a bike accident in the last 2 years, Hansen said. After Carr's death, the woman inspector said she wanted to give up on planning funerals. Too much to count, and for this year alone about 3. This, trust me, I don't know if this time is gonna be different, but I have never buried one police. It's always 2 or 3 at the same time. I hope it does happen this way this time. We're praying against that, the senior cop said. Grief counseling for the others had begun. As at December 23, a total of 465 persons died from 404 fatal collisions. A record 487 crash fatalities were registered in 2021. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.